The Controlled Group is a new 10-part audio drama that's available via normal podcast providers. It's from the people who make Stuff You Should Know, which is another great podcast series to listen to. And it centres around a ward in a mental hospital overseen by Dr. Hayes, and it's in the 1960s, and he's undertaking new types of experimental treatments on people in his care. This includes sort of electroconvulsive therapy, or more commonly known electroshock therapy. I think it's called psychic driving, where you just play a tape over and over again while someone's asleep, repeating sort of commands such as you will follow Dr. Hayes's commands, you will do as he says, and that kind of stuff. So brainwashing, in short, and other chemical and psychological methods. The plot centres around a young woman named Karen who is brought in after a death of a person under suspicious circumstances, and Hayes essentially trying to crack her. Hayes has funding from a shadowy group, and it transpires as the story develops that this is a sort of semi-government funded group that is involved in all sorts of methods and techniques for breaking people mentally and controlling them. And the control group doesn't really mean what you would think it would in sort of a scientific manner, such as a group of sort of placebo type patients. It turns out that it really means a group of people trying to control others. It's a really well made, well acted story. It's just the right length, to the point where it leaves you wanting more from some of the episodes, but that's good. I think if it went too far and the episodes were too long and it tried to drag it out, that it would just get tiresome. It ends, it's got a definitive ending, and it's just a general sort of class act. It's a real nice sort of insertion of something to get free on the podcast scape. What's even clever as well, and just goes to show the level of care that's been put into it, is that even the adverts that you have on podcasts, so you can get them free, are inserted in the form of this sort of radio TV host, or hostess rather I should say, and so it just flows as part of the show. You don't feel that there's ever an abrupt sort of stopping and starting of the show, and that really works to help keep the atmosphere up, because it does have a creepy atmosphere. It's quite dark in places, and there are some, I won't say shocking scenes, but there are some scenes where you go, oh geez, didn't think that was going to happen, about halfway through, and once it sort of crosses that line, someone makes a moral and ethical decision to take certain actions, it sort of gets set on that course and it stays with it, which is good because that's the type of show it is, but it's definitely not for younger listeners or people that are sensitive or have sort of a history or problems with aggressive sexual behaviour or manipulation, because obviously that's the crux of a lot of the story. Really good listen, really enjoyable, and not too hard to digest the entire series in a short period of time. The Control Group, definitely worth listening to, and I hope they make another series along a similar line, sort of the creepy dark stuff, because they're clearly got a knack for it.